morning light fell strange over Hattersville, like the town had been dipped in silver. The Pine Root Diner buzzed with its usual cast of regulars, but Miss Patti Samson, who now understood she was more than just an old diner manager, could see through the illusion. Their movements weren't just human gestures anymore. She saw the tiny glitches, the skipped frames, the hollow eyes that faltered when she stared too long. It had been weeks since her dream. No, her revelation. She hadn't told anyone about her higher self, the towering cyclopean woman of light and purple hair. Not yet. The diner, after all, had become her pulpit. Every refill of coffee, every slice of pie came with something else, a gentle whisper. Don't you ever wonder why the church bell still rings, even though the rope's been cut? Doesn't it feel odd that the newspaper's always the same date? She was planting seeds. Quietly, carefully. Some of the townsfolk had begun to stir. A few asked questions they'd never dared voice before. Mrs. Calloway, who'd always stitched the same quilt, realized she'd never finished one. Earl Jennings swore he saw his own funeral again, this time in a dream. A young waitress stopped mid-order and whispered, "I think this isn't real." The Great Awakening had begun. But not everyone welcomed it. Pastor Martin Matton, leader of Hattersville's First Baptist Church, had been watching Patti closely. A man of rigid posture, booming sermons, and eyes that glowed just a little too fiercely under the stained glass windows, he had been the voice of authority for decades. He called himself a man of God, but Patti now wondered what sort of God he really served. One Sunday, she attended his service out of habit. His words, once comforting, now echoed with a metallic undertone. "Children of Hattersville," Pastor Matton thundered, "beware false prophets among you. The Lord's world is unchanging. He built Hattersville as it is meant to be. Do not listen to whispers of lies, of awakening. Such words come from the deceiver." His eyes darted to Patti's pew. The congregation followed his gaze. For the first time in her life, Patti felt like prey. That night, the voices of her spirit guides returned, calmer than the storm inside her. "You've shaken the web, child. Now the guardian seeks to weave it tighter." "Guardian?" Patti asked, clutching her chest. "He is no true shepherd. He is a warden. He is coded to preserve the illusion, to keep Hattersville asleep." Pastor Matton. The days that followed turned tense. He began preaching against her by name. "Do not let Samson the serpent poison your hearts. She is leading you astray." But the more he raged, the more cracks spread across Hattersville. People began to notice the loops, the glitches. A boy kicked his ball into the street and watched it roll forever in the same slow circle. The cashier at the grocery store scanned the same can of beans over and over, the price beeping endlessly. Some grew frightened. Some clung tighter to the pastor's sermons. But some, more than Patti had hoped, came to the diner at night, whispering their doubts. She told them the truth as gently as she could. "We are more than this town, more than these bodies. You are souls, living through a dream, and the dream is ending." One evening, Pastor Matton stormed into the diner. His eyes blazed, but his steps glitched, jerky, like a puppet on tangled strings. He slammed his hand on the counter. "You'll undo everything," he hissed. "Without this place, they'll have nothing. They'll see what they truly are, and they won't withstand it." Patti met his stare. Her reflection in the chrome coffee machine didn't show her small frame anymore. It showed her higher self, towering, cyclopean, radiant. "They deserve to wake," she said firmly. The lights flickered. The room shimmered. Customers froze mid-bite like mannequins in a window. Pastor Matton leaned closer, his voice breaking into static. "Not all of them are ready," and then he was gone, just gone. The town resumed as if nothing had happened. But everyone in the diner that night remembered. They looked to Patti, not with fear but with trust. It was time. Hattersville was waking up. Well, most of it. Some souls still clung too tightly to the dream, too afraid to see beyond. Patti didn't blame them. The truth was heavy, but others had glimpsed the light. She knew the days ahead would be turbulent. The matrix wasn't going to crumble quietly, but she also knew she wasn't alone. Every night when she closed her eyes, she felt her higher self watching, guiding, waiting. The diner manager, the soul being, the cyclopean woman, they were one. And Hattersville's awakening had only just begun.